Boom!
I think you're in a rush today or something.
Yeah, in case anyone noticed, we're early. That's right, we're early. This is the social distancing episode of Fans of Something.
You finally got sick of me.
No, it's just for the aesthetic when we do the posters. When the posters pop up here, that's what it's for. Today we are talking about everything we watched in the month of February. It's that time of year, baby.
It's that time.
It's honestly one of my favorite times because you kind of get to, well, you wrap everything up, and when you do something like this where you're live and you're talking and hanging out with everybody, it's kind of cool to gauge what movies people have seen, because it's literally a freaking mukbang of movies.
Ew.
So
Ew.
yeah,
I don't like that you described it that way.
Before we get into that, we're gonna bring this up here because this was our last live stream. Look at this photo. I mean, this photo,
That photo's so funny to me.
says everything here. I mean, if you missed the Terminator 2 Judgment Day live watch along that we did right here on Fans of Something, go check out the replay. It's gotten some great traction, which I'm really happy about. And we were joined by some stellar guests. I mean, right there in the middle, you can see the one and only Durant Cinema.
The guest of honor.
You can tell he had a great time. No, that's his Wi-Fi. Apparently, that's his
Wi-Fi. Yeah, he was posing. We just didn't see it.
Yeah, he froze right as I took the screenshot,
which I thought was funny.
It was hysterical. And of course, we had Casey over at T for Two. And he was funny as well because he had a really crappy connection. So you would ask him a question, and then all of a sudden you would just hear. And I'd be like, dude, what the, like, Casey? And then he would respond because there was like a lag or something. So down there at the bottom right, Ian Nathan, who is an incredible film writer. He's actually, we're going to be having him back here on the channel.
Oh, really?
For an evening with Ian Nathan. I felt like out of everybody that was on that panel, I felt like Ian didn't get nearly as much in as like, you know, for being who, like, you know, Dave and Casey are cool, but we know them personally. You know what I mean? Like they're like YouTubers kind of thing. The bottom two are like the real true guests.
Yeah.
And I felt like Ian didn't get as much in as obviously Jeff, who worked on the freaking film, won a freaking Oscar, which he showed during the stream.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He busted out the Academy Award right in front of us. So,
and the stories he told, like I could literally listen to him all day.
Yeah. So Ian will be coming back onto the channel. That's the official announcement right here.
Yeah, this is news to me.
And that'll be an evening with Ian Nathan, date to be determined. And then, of course, like I said, the bottom left is Jeff Dawn, the Academy Award-winning makeup artist for Terminator 2 Judgment Day. He won the Oscar along with Stan Winston, and rightfully so. We also had a very cool cameo from Michael Edwards, who played old John Connor at the beginning of Terminator 2. And then, of course, we had a special video appearance from Arnold's stunt double, Peter Kent. So
all things epic.
It was a very, very epic live stream that is definitely one of my all-time favorite things that we've ever done here on the channel. And
the one to beat.
Yeah, it's the one to beat. So, and going forward, let me take it off here. Going forward with our live watch-alongs, I mean, not for every single one, I don't think it's going to be possible, but we're really going to try to, and I even told this to Dave when I was, you know, messaging him and trying to get him on and everything. And he was like, who's the guest this time? And right when he said that, who are you getting this time? Because he was obviously referencing Chris R, Dan, who watched The Room with us. right there, it signaled to me that, okay, we're sort of separating ourselves from everybody else that does watch alongs on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure there's other YouTubers out there that do this as well, but we're trying really hard to get some of the people involved with the film that we're watching to watch along with us, to not just have it be a panel of YouTubers, which is cool. And I'm sure we're still going to do that.
We love you guys.
Like, we're still probably going to end up doing that because it's just, you can't get lucky all the time. But we're going to try our damnedest to, for the films we do watch alongs for, we're going to try to get somebody that was involved with that film. So, and it could be anybody. I mean, it could be one of the actors. It could be
Somebody who worked on it.
The director, one of the caterers. They brought food to the set. I mean, if they were there on the set, we want them to watch along with us. So going forward, that's what we're going to really strive for, to kind of separate ourselves when it comes to the watch along. Because I mean, there is a big saturation of movie watch alongs, and it just goes to show you, when you have somebody involved with the film, the traction kind of takes off. So. And that's what it's all about, right? It's
cool just to say that you watched a movie with Jeff Dunn, Academy Award winner.
And I don't think he's ever done that any other time. You know what I mean? I don't think he's ever watched Terminator 2 live with an audience for a live stream with, on YouTube. Like, I don't think that's ever happened. So
plus the stories that they can tell.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was invaluable, the stuff that Jeff told. So that is a very, very special episode. Go check it out after this stream, of course. I mean, yeah, it's on the channel. But now today we are talking everything we watched from February 1st to February 28th. So from here to here.
It's the shortest month, but we sure did get quite a few movies in here. At least I did on the side.
It was a fun month. It was packed, for being such a short month. Mm-hmm. You and I watched at least 20 films. You probably watched a little more than I did. But collectively, we watched 20 together, and we're going to bring those up. Like I said, the posters are going to be popping up right here, so that's why there's a bit of a gap here between us. But let's say hello to whoever's joining us here tonight. We got Adrian James, old faithful Adrian. Hey there, fans of something. Hope you two are doing well. We're doing great. Yeah, we're doing great, Adrian. And thanks for being over when we were on Horror and More's channel. Thanks for being there. Yeah. And like you said, you followed us over there. So thanks for following us over there. Luke, what's going on? Eddie and Haley, hope all is well. Luke, you're getting around like Tom Cruise in Top Gun, dude. You're going from stream to stream in that jet. You're just, all right, I'm over at Nerdy Film Girl. All right, I'm over. Oh, that sounds like a race car. Yeah. You know what I'm getting at, right? You know what you're picking up what I'm putting down? What's going on, Luke? Boom. Hey, Ed Haley. Good to see you. Laren, it is good to see you. I don't know if you knew this, but I didn't even know this. And I hope you're okay with me sharing this, Laren, because I'm going to share it anyway. But sending thoughts to your father. Apparently he was in the hospital. I'm sorry. And Laren's been back and forth, from my understanding, with the hospital visits and everything. But now, to my understanding, Laren, your text, he's back home, right? So good there. Like I said, when I texted you, man, we're doing this. We're sending vibes. We're sending them right through the fingertips. Good vibes. Good vibes. So everybody in the chat, everybody over here,
do a little this.
Do the same thing. Send good vibes towards Laren and his father. Appreciate you always being here, man. And Laren's going to be our next guest for Fans of Something Live 20. So he's going to be number 20.
About time.
So he'll be popping on there. We got Horror and More. Speaking of Nadia, Horror and More movie talk. Yay. What's going on? Also, Nadia posted something about fainting and like having her blood drawn on her Instagram. I'm not a doctor. Unfortunately, I can't help you when it comes to that stuff. I don't know. I feel like Kevin, right? He's Kevin, right? Where's Kevin in this situation?
Oh my God. What's going on?
Consult Kevin. Hey, Fans of Something. Dave Arito and all. Dave's not even on this thing.
Yeah, wait, where's Dave?
Did you think that screenshot was us? Did you think that screenshot was us? That was the old episode. Dave's not on tonight. No, Dave's probably at home eating chicken nuggets. Let's see here. There it is, Kevin. I mean, there's the guy to go to, right? I don't know. That sounded very strange, passing out after your blood drawn.
I mean, I'd do that.
but like she said, like I forget the specifics of what she said,
I'm
but
anemic.
she's like nervous or something.
Oh.
Um,
I'm anemic and I have
So-
anxiety. So
hey guys, bye guys, see you guys in the replay. All right, movie collector. Damn, I mean Jesus.
I mean, glad to see you not here.
Oh, hey Eduardo and Haley, what's going on? Rock music. Let's
I'm
see
simply
here.
Haley.
I'm hanging in there, Adrian. How are you? Yeah, I love it. Ooh, is this a new one? Charles Clayton?
Hello.
Is Charles new?
I don't know.
I think you're new, right? I don't know. I don't know. Are you new here, Charles? If you're new here, welcome.
Boom.
I'm pretty good with names. I'm
I'm
pretty
not.
good. I'm pretty good with the names. So let's see here. My favorite time, my favorite first time watch in February was Sex Drive. One of the funniest movies ever. Yes, I've heard you talk quite a bit about that Sex Drive.
No comment.
Tony, Meatloaf.
Meatloaf,
Meatloaf Tony.
man.
Meatloaf Tony.
Hello.
It's been a while since he's been on the channel, but he'll be coming on for a. Here's another announcement. So in my phone, right? Look, in my phone, I'm just gonna pull this up here so everyone can see. Let me see here. It's in my notes. Right. Where is it? Here it is. I'm just gonna like quickly flash it and then I'm gonna unflash it. So here, ready? Boom. Right?
That
Boom.
was nothing.
Right? Boom. Okay. That's all the live streams that I have planned. What?
I want to see.
That's all the live streams that I have planned here on the channel. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's currently 8 live streams in the works here on Fans of Something. So I mean, look, we're constantly coming up and trying to think of new interesting things, guests, all that shit.
By we, he means
So,
him.
Yeah, me. She's over in the corner sleeping. Quite literally, right before this, she was sleeping.
I was. It's true.
So Tony will be on a top 5 Lionsgate Steelbooks stream that we're doing. You know, the Lionsgate Steelbooks, the things that we all love when we go into Best Buy, and I know Target did them for a time there.
I don't think I'm gonna
Yeah,
be a
Tony
part
is
of
going to
that.
be one of those guests on the top 5 Lionsgate Steelbooks.
I can't imagine that I'd be a part of that.
I mean, you can.
I could exist.
Maybe that one you could be the Vanna White kind of thing. I don't know. So yeah, Tony will be on for that one. Very cool.
And epic.
Mama Blu-ray.
Hello.
Mama Blu-ray, you get this. That's for Mama Blu-ray.
That is for Mama Blu-ray.
Let's see. Hoping your pops feels better. Laren sending all the good vibes. Yes, thank you. Send those vibes toward him. He definitely deserves them. Really enjoyed your live stream the other night with Ed and Haley. Yeah, that was fun. The conspiracy, man.
How do you have us back?
You know, like that was a lot of fun because I mean, I love a good conspiracy theory. I'm a fan of a good conspiracy theory. And that was a lot of fun to go through those. And obviously there were some more that I was interested in. The mermaids one, I was sort of like, I didn't even know that was a thing. But the other ones I was definitely involved in. And today, technically, right? Today's Wednesday, that documentary dropped.
Oh.
So yeah, actually, you know what? Maybe that'll be what we watch tonight because we were gonna watch The Punisher with Thomas Jane and John Travolta.
No, I want to watch that.
And maybe we'll watch that
while it's still like fresh in my brain.
Yeah,
because I almost forgot about it already.
So yeah, we'll check that out.
I have so much knowledge on conspiracy theories for no reason, and now I know it's to be on your live streams, Nadia.
Oh yes, what's going on, Oliver? Happy International Women's Day, and that goes to Haley. Yes,
thank you.
International Women's Day.
I am certainly one of those.
Yeah, she is.
And I celebrated it by sleeping.
Yep. Yeah, it was fun. It was. So okay. Here we go. We're going to get into it. And typically we pull up our Letterboxd and we'll show it. Today we're going to pull up the posters, make it a little like that way we stay on the screen kind of thing. But our Letterboxds are linked down below and at the top of the header on the homepage of the channel. So if you want to check that out. And this way we can also really kind of keep an eye on the chat here. So let's see.
I'm going to, because did you really watch anything without me?
You didn't watch?
Yeah.
I think I did one or two.
Yeah, I definitely have a nice chunk that I watched.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have mine pulled up on the side. You don't have posters for them, so I'm just gonna talk about them briefly.
Okay.
when they pop up.
All right. So on February 2nd, so on February 1st, we didn't watch anything.
Nope.
On February 2nd, 2023,
It only made sense.
it was Groundhog Day. And what do you
Right.
do on Groundhog Day? You watch Groundhog Day.
And neither of us had seen it.
No, I had never seen it. This was your recommendation?
It was.
Yes.
Because I think I had I either like something in my class, somebody brought something up about it, and I was like, oh, perfect. So I had this one right in my back pocket,
Mhm.
specifically for that day.
Yep. And for our first time watch between the both of us, what did you think?
I liked it. I mean, I enjoy Bill Murray. I mean, I kind of like he has the soft side, like in his redemption arcs and whatever character he is, but you also kind of love to hate him when he is an asshole.
Mhm.
So I enjoyed it, and plus I I haven't seen Happy Death Day. I know that's something similar, but more modern. But I thought this movie was smart. I thought it was really smart.
Or you haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow?
No, I haven't seen
That's
that one
another
either.
time loop movie. Or Before I Fall. That's another
No.
time loop movie. Time loop movies are phenomenal because they're really difficult to like. You almost can't critique them in like that doesn't make sense kind of way
Because it doesn't make sense.
because it inherently doesn't make sense. So like anything that the filmmakers present to us is fair game in a way.
Well, yeah, correct. But in their own isolated universe, it's like, how do you escape it?
Yeah.
And Bill Murray escapes it by learning, again, essentially like the true meaning of life, like what makes it worthwhile.
See, the thing is, and we should really watch Edge of Tomorrow. It's a phenomenal film. This one shows because all time loop movies really kind of hone in on how awful it is to keep reliving. Like, there's
Yeah.
really never like maybe Groundhog Day is the rare example where he's like in the beginning he likes it,
Yeah.
right?
Like this is awesome, like no consequence.
Because then you can predict what people are going to do and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But then
And-
eventually it just gets old.
Yeah, and then he like punches his friend, or not his friend, but like the guy he hated in
who
school
keeps
in
like
the face.
who keeps interrupting him
yeah,
like on the
asking
street.
insurance.
That was like one of the laugh out loud moments for me when he was just like,
Boom.
because he knows there's no consequences. So like the beauty of those time loop movies like Edge of Tomorrow, like that's like a real intense one. That's during war kind of stuff. This one's a little more, calm
Yeah,
and
a little more lighthearted.
oh yeah.
But except, and I don't know. Do I say spoiler alert even though it's like a over 30-year-old movie? I don't know. But like it's lighthearted in that it's like really he just has to learn to love and open his heart, and that's what stops the loop. But what's really dark is like before he even figures that out, it's like he knows there's no repercussions of anything. So he's like, God, how do I get out of here? And who knows how long realistically he's been in there. Like, has he spent like 300 days in this loop? Has he
Ugh.
spent like 500 days living the same day over again? So he tries to kill himself in different ways.
Yeah, it's dark.
Yeah, that was like, oh my God. Like when he drove his car like off the cliff and then he woke up, I'm like, oh my God. And then he brought the toaster in the tub.
Yeah.
Huh? And when he was like talking to, I forget her name in the movie, but he was like, I have been shot, stabbed, electrocuted, drowned.
Yeah, it's I mean, look, it's a classic for a reason. And between this and Scrooged, because we watched Scrooge during Christmas, and then we watched this for Groundhog Day. Between the two holiday themed Bill Murray movies, I 1000% prefer Groundhog Day. I actually really enjoyed Bill Murray in this. I always can't escape the feeling though that any movie Bill Murray's in, for the most part, Kingpin aside, I feel like Steve Martin, you can switch them out. I feel like Steve Martin would have killed this role. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're interchangeable
They're both cartoonish,
kind of thing.
sort of like laughing stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kingpin,
No.
that is 100% Bill Murray. But this one had a great time with it. I highly recommend it. We highly recommend checking out Groundhog Day. you don't even have to watch it on Groundhog Day. It just felt cooler to watch it on
Like,
Groundhog Day.
I mean, because it was our first time like watching it, so it was
Yeah.
like, all right, it gave us an excuse.
After that, on the 3rd, we watched 2 movies. The first one
Movies.
was a watch along that we did with James over at 20th and 21st, and it was Charlie Chaplin's The Kid.
6 Reels of Joy.
Yep, a first national attraction.
Yeah.
This movie is on Letterboxd. I give this a 5-star rating. This is a masterpiece of a silent film, and it is, I think, for me, it's going to be always my favorite Charlie Chaplin movie.
Yeah. Where do you go once you've peaked?
You know what I mean? Because I mean, we'll just reveal right now that exact same night, because we did the watch along, and then I think during that watch along we polled people. We were like, "What should we watch next in Charlie Chaplin's filmography?"
Mhm.
And the vast majority of people said City Lights, so we ended up watching City Lights as well. And I can tell you right now, I enjoyed City Lights.
I like to.
I didn't like it the way I love The Kid. City Lights for me suffers with that whole subplot of the millionaire guy,
Yeah.
the guy that wants to kill himself,
Yeah.
and him becoming like, his friend or something. I would much rather it just have focused on the blind lady and the tramp. That whole subplot with the millionaire, I can do without. But I know a lot of people like it, and it kind of, for them, it kind of does this with the movie kind
Mhm.
of thing. I mean, it gave some cool gags with him trying to kill himself, like in the river. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I just didn't enjoy that whole subplot with that drunk millionaire dude.
I mean, I'm biased. I really like love this period of time, like the 20s.
Mhm.
Like it feels like an I have like an odd nostalgia for it. I can't quite find the right word, but it's like a nostalgia for a time I never
I
lived.
was gonna say, are you in a time loop?
Yeah.
Did you live
But
in the
like
20s?
but do you like sort of the same feeling you get when you walk into an antique store?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's like you see all the old stuff and it's like even though you never lived in the period where they first, like, originated, it's almost like I don't know, I wish there was a better word to describe that. So, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mhm.
I mean, I it's almost hard for me not to enjoy a silent film, like or just a film from the 20s. However, I speak too soon. I shouldn't speak too soon.
Out of the 2, which do you prefer, though?
I mean, I prefer The Kid
You prefer
purely
The Kid too?
because I also have a thing, like, if there's, like, a prominent child actor that wins me over or an animal that wins me over, I'm gonna like the movie. But it's very easy to have an annoying kid or an annoying dog, animals, whatever. But I did love
Well, in the silent era, it's hard for the kid to be annoying,
yeah,
but
uh, Coogan what's his first name's escaping me.
is it,
Ja 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 ja
I forget, what's his name?
something Coogan.
I think Coogan.
Yeah, I thought he was adorable.
Is it Barry Coogan?
No, it starts with a
No?
J.
Um,
Ja ja ja
so yeah, we watched 2 Charlie Chaplins
2
in the
Charlies.
same night. That was on, what was that? On the 3rd, so
The
February
3rd.
3rd. Obviously love The Kid, and I was, I'm happy to have checked out City Lights. I
Mhm.
don't have this one in the Criterion Collection, and I don't know that I'll rush out to pick it up. I do wanna have all the Charlie Chaplin Criterions at some point.
And I do want to watch I know you have Limelight, and I really wanna watch that one with you.
Yeah,
I've been
I have Limelight, The Gold Rush, The Circus.
personally, I want to watch all of his silent ones before I watch Limelight.
Well, because that's, like, not even that's not even the Tramp, I
No,
don't think.
it's
Yeah,
not.
that's just a totally
But,
different
like,
character.
I have no idea what Charlie Chaplin sounds like, and
Yeah.
I feel like the more silent films I watch of him, the more surprising it will be to hear him speak, you
Yeah.
know?
The next one I really wanna watch, and I don't own it yet, but The Great Dictator.
The Great
I
Dictator.
really wanna watch The Great
Yeah,
Dictator.
that's on HBO. Um,
So,
before you move on,
yeah.
I before we unveil the next movie that we watched, make a little side tangent that while you weren't home, I watched, another Criterion. A lot of mine are gonna be Criterion. I watched Marriage Story. What a movie. Also, don't go into that movie if you're in a bad mood. if you haven't already seen Marriage Story, I know, like, because it was the big talk of the town on Netflix when it came out, but don't watch that movie if you're already feeling down. It will make you worse. But can I just say, like, you love ScarJo, your number one celebrity crush, like, ever. But she was so ugly. No, I mean, not even like physically, but I mean, just like in the kind of person that she was.
Okay.
Like, she wasn't like, she just looked like a mom. Like, sure, I'm not saying she was like drop dead gorgeous or anything, but she was just like an ugly character. Like, her personality was ugly.
Hmm.
And I was like, wow, how can I hate ScarJo? You know? But I definitely went down like a rabbit hole, like with this movie. Like, I was like looking into it, like the musical number, like that, Adam Driver and ScarJo did, like, actually has like an underlying meaning. It was a lot. It was a lot of movie. It was very depressing.
Hmm.
I definitely cried.
Hmm.
But and it's also like you don't know who to root for because they're both kind of shitty people. But I don't know. I recommend it if you want like a more modern movie to watch, like from the Criterion Collection. I could see why it's on it. But yeah, Marriage Story.
Cool.
Marriage
Marriage
Story.
Story.
And it also spawned that like really funny meme with Adam Driver punching the wall.
Don't know.
He's like yelling, and the funniest one actually is when it's like dubbed over, like it's put over that song where it's like, now I know I've got to, and then somebody does like him punching the wall twice.
Mm.
Dun dun run away.
People have way too much time on
It's
their
so
hands that
funny.
create this shit.
It's
Like
so funny.
anytime you show me something like that, like that's the first thought that comes in. Like, not, oh, that's so creative, or I just always think people have way too much time
It's so
to
funny.
even go, what's a song that I could put Adam Driver doing this? I've got to get away. Oh my
It's
God, I'm
so-
doing it.
It's so funny.
So, all right. So on the 7th, so if you're keeping track, there's a 4-day gap where we did nothing in terms of watching movies together. This
Right.
is together.
And-
Maybe she goes off and does whatever the hell she does.
Yeah, I don't know when I watched Marriage Story. I don't like it like you do. And of course, the movie we had to watch.
This one, I forget how it came into the how we watched it, because it was never something that we talked about. It might have just been scrolling through and it just popped up, and I was like, I actually would like to see that. And then we ended up watching it.
Don't know.
And it was Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, or Mr. Freeze and the Penguin, however you want to look at this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, look, I love Arnold. I'm okay with Danny. I didn't like this movie. I don't like this movie. It's, for me, it's aged very poorly.
Yeah.
And I get that this was like Arnold's big comedic breakout. Like, this was the movie that really, holy shit, Arnold Schwarzenegger
He's
can
funny.
do other things other than blow shit up. And I think he's funnier in his career later on, particularly in movies like Kindergarten Cop, Jingle All the Way, stuff like that. Killing Gunther. Oh my God, he's hysterical. This one, it's just, and you can tell it's his first outing. And just the movie is weird. Like, the movie is, it's just one of those weird vibe movies.
I didn't like it.
It's very bizarre.
I didn't like it.
It has a nice appearance from Kelly Preston is in this movie.
Yeah.
Which I thoroughly enjoyed. Ivan Reitman directed this. I believe it's Ivan Reitman. And he would later go on to do Kindergarten Cop.
It wasn't Danny DeVito?
No. He did Matilda and Death to Smoochie.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking.
So he would go on, Ivan Reitman, to direct Arnold in Kindergarten Cop, which is the best out of their 3 films. And I haven't even seen Junior, the one where he's pregnant, but I can tell you right now, you can't beat Kindergarten Cop. So yeah, it was nice to check another Arnold off that I had never seen. That was nice, because I kind of would like to see all of Arnold's movies. But
I could have gone the rest of my life without seeing this movie and been perfectly fine.
This one didn't do it for me. Chat room, did this one do it for you? Is this like a favorite in the chat? I feel like this one's a favorite, and we're going to be the oddballs out here.
it's just I
So we'll
don't
take a
know.
break there. We'll check out the chat, see what's going on here, and then we'll hop back in. Let's see here. Luke Ponto sending good vibes to you, Laren. Oh, I already read that. Here we go. John Bernthal's returning as the Punisher. Yes, yes, he is. He has confirmed he's coming back, which just makes it even cooler that I met him. Like he was the Punisher, and now he is the Punisher again. And I met him before he announced that. And that's funny that you bring that up because that was going to be the movie we were going to watch tonight. Is The Punisher with John Travolta and Thomas Jane. Now we're probably going to watch that documentary, but we are going to watch The Punisher at some point. So maybe it'll make me a fan of The Punisher and I'll check out John
Maybe.
Bernthal's version and I'll be like, oh my God, I met The Punisher.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Because like I know I met The Punisher, but to
it's
me,
like, who is the Punisher?
like to me, I met Shane. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I met Shane. So let's see here. They're going to water down his Punisher because Disney sucks. Oh, that sucks.
That's hard.
Anyone seen Predestination? That's another one. Yes, but that's more like time travel, isn't it? That's not like a loophole, is it? I feel like Predestination is time travel.
I like Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke's great. Yeah, I do want to check that one out. Love Groundhog Day. Time loop movies do take from it all the time. Yeah.
It's like it's the blueprint.
Yeah. Yep, it's good. Predestination is pretty good from what I remember. Let's see here. Things aren't bad. Just been so tired as of late. It's all a bit odd. Groundhog Day is a classic. What are your thoughts regarding the new Ghostbusters Afterlife? I'm not a Ghostbusters guy.
I'm like with any sort of like new iteration of it, like it's gonna be like a 40-year-old movie. Kind of leave up well enough alone is my thought about it. Because like I heard 2 was good. I like the original. I mean, does that shock anybody? But anything after that, it's like stop. I don't know, because it's just like and I can understand there's really no like what more stories can you tell? Because I mean it's ghosts. You could do anything with ghosts. I don't know. It's just lazy.
Yeah. Oh, this so this is for Predestination. Good to know. No spoilers, please. It's confusing for sure, but give it a rewatch. Yeah, those tend to be like Looper with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You watch it in a
Looper.
couple of years. Cool. Let's see here. Ed and Haley, have you ever seen any Harold Lloyd films?
I watched.
Bless you.
Worst timing. I watched Speedy. January because I remember I said something about it in our film wrap up of January, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Nice.
I am going to watch. I'm pretty sure the next film I have lined up for myself because I'm watching something at the moment that I still have to finish, but I really want to watch Safety Last.
Yeah, that one I do want to see. The one where he's hanging from the clock
That's
tower.
also why I haven't watched it yet
Yeah.
because I feel like that'd be one that you would want to see.
Yeah.
Because I've also seen a lot of like how it was done, and
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really it's Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, and Harold Lloyd. Those were the 3 guys, right? 3 big ones.
I haven't seen any Buster Keaton films, but I do think Harold Lloyd. He's a goober, but a different kind of goober than the kid. Or not the kid, the tramp.
The tramp.
Yeah, different kind of like a dorky sort of like I don't know, like boy next door sort of cute. I really like Harold Lloyd.
Love Marriage Story, says Vin. What's going on, Vin? One of my favorites from last year.
Yeah.
Or from that year. Sorry, from that year.
Yeah, I literally, when I watched it, he came home not long after I'd finished it, or maybe like it was right after. And like I was just sitting there thinking, and you're like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with you? And I'm just like, empty. I feel
empty.
Yep. It just made me feel so hollow.
Tainted love. Taint. That's what I get out of that taint. Marriage Story will remind me of my parents' divorce, and I'll give it 1 star. So sorry about that, Rock.
Yeah, that's why I say don't watch it with a bad mind. Like if you're down, it will bring you further down.
Yeah. Okay. So it seems like Vin is in the same boat as us. It was fine. That's about it.
I admit I didn't watch the ending of
Yeah,
it,
no,
but I
she
still
did.
marked it on my letterbox as I did because I
This
feel like I wasn't missing
this
much.
month had a lot of movies where either we both collectively or one of us we didn't finish it.
Yeah, there were a lot of misses.
Yeah.
A lot of
Well,
misses.
and we'll obviously get into those. There's going to be one in there that's going to shock a lot of people that we haven't finished it.
Oh,
Um,
that's more so on your end than mine.
you're your own person with your own individual
Okay, but it's
thoughts.
literally not streaming anywhere.
Marriage Story has so many emotional levels.
Yeah,
Eric Stone says
still thinking about
classic.
it.
I feel like he's talking about Twins and Ghostbusters. I love it. How's Cheese? Cheese
Cheesy.
is hey, he like came right
Yeah.
over. That's funny. You beckoned him. You
Yeah.
beckoned him. He's like looking around.
Yeah.
Is he? Look, I feel like so he just did like a thing where it almost looks like he's itching like the side of his face kind of thing.
That's not normal.
She says that that's him having a seizure.
That wasn't. That was probably just him moving.
Yeah, like to me that looks like him just going like I
That
just
was
want to
him
try to
moving.
get comfy or something.
No, that was him moving. You'll know when
Okay.
he has one.
Well, anyways,
He's
he
fine.
is right down here and he is there he goes. See? I feel like he's just
Yeah, that's not right though.
I feel like he's just like, you know,
But that's not-
itching or
that's
look at him.
He also can't see.
And then he like straightens up. You know what I mean? He's a cool guy.
He is a cool guy.
I like Twins. But you're nostalgic for it. Apparently, they're doing a sequel called Triplets with Tracy Morgan. Yes, originally it was going to be Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I don't know about that.
funny.
Don't know about that. Charles Clayton. Is there any other Arnold movie you haven't seen or want to see? Oh, there's so many I haven't seen.
There's more for me than for you. Like I haven't seen Total Recall.
Okay.
I would like to see that one.
That's a good one.
What's
You haven't seen Commando?
Yeah, but that's not one.
That's a good one.
But that's not one that's on my list.
Cheesy 80s.
The one that doesn't have a True Lies.
True Lie. Oh, yeah, with James Caan. Oh, James Caan. Oh, you don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
You Live With Me.
Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah, like those I haven't seen.
The ones I haven't seen, Junior, I would like to see. I would like to see Junior. I would like to see The Running Man. I haven't seen that one. I don't really have any interest in Raw Deal. Like his early stuff, I don't really have an interest in. Hercules in New York. I don't really care to see that.
Oh, Conan, I haven't seen.
I don't really have an interest to see Conan either.
I kind of want to see Conan.
I don't like that medieval fantasy shit.
I do.
What else? I've started End of Days and I've never been able to finish it. The one where he like fights Satan. And to me, that's his best line in any movie ever. You're a fucking choir boy compared to me, a fucking choir boy. He calls someone a choir boy.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
But it's like derogatory.
That one, I'd like to see. The Sixth Day, where he gets cloned. So there's two Arnolds.
That's Dave's dream come true.
Stuff like that, you know. But I've seen a lot of the old, like the quintessential
Staples.
Arnolds. Yes, I've seen a lot of those. Bless you, Haley.
Thank you.
Laurel and Hardy did do silent movies when they started together. Yep. Triplets sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Running Man is mad. The book is much better. Yeah, well, that's based off of a Stephen King novel, right? Where he was actually writing under what's that called? A pseudonym? Pseudonym, where Stephen King was Richard Bach, right? Richard Bach, something like that. So Stephen King wrote The Running Man under a pseudonym, whatever that word is.
A cinnamon.
So yeah, I've seen most of those Arnold movies, Eddie. Cool, man. Yeah. So we'll get into it at some point. Let's see here. And Laren said, Throw Mama from the Train is a great comedy.
Who from the what?
All right. We'll take your word there, Laren. So let's get back into it here. Let's see. We're going to. Oh, okay. Cool. So on the 9th, you have anything to add before we get going on this one?
Yeah. Just a quick. I watched Casablanca for the first time, and I didn't end up liking it on Letterboxd. For me, it felt like a little too much of it. I feel like I'm gonna get like ridiculed for that because it's like considered like a grail among movies. But I don't know. It's just like I can appreciate it for what it is, and I like the atmosphere I like the vibes, but like the story itself, like the whole like I sympathize with Rick because he's literally just like, a pessimist.
Mhm.
But the whole thing where it was like she was off to get married anyway, so she literally like cheated like on her like either husband, fiance or whatever. And then I don't know. The whole love plot in itself made me mad.
Mm.
It made me mad. I don't know what I wanted to happen, but not that. But everything else. But I feel like that was a main part of the movie. That's why I didn't like it on Letterboxd. Everything else though. Like I really liked his bar area scene.
Mhm.
It was nice. But I didn't like it. Sorry.
That is on, what is that on? Okay, so that's on the 9th that we watched this one coming up here. I don't know when you watched Casablanca. But we watched, in preparation for the following film after this, we watched James Cameron's Deep Sea Challenge. This is a documentary that he did not direct this. He is quite literally just the star and maybe like an executive producer or something like that. But it's really just about him getting in that submarine right there that you see and going to the deepest part of the ocean, the Marianas Trench, the Marianas Trench.
I don't know how it's professionally pronounced.
Something like that. And look, I love James Cameron's my all-time favorite filmmaker. So anything involving him, I'm gonna instantly be hooked on. However, I will say the lead up to it is it's hit or miss for me. It's not that interesting to me. To me, it's interesting once we actually get in the damn submarine and we get going down to the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, see, that's where it lost me.
Really?
Like I was so for it. Like, it was progressively getting deeper and deeper that they were able to reach. And that was like cool. I'm like, all right, next level, next level. And but then, he finally gets in the sub, he goes to the bottom. And what the hell does he see? Some bacteria? So some sand? It's dark.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I was expecting a little more that like when he got to the bottom and that I know like the fact that he was even there to begin with was like a big deal. But I was just like, You're gonna go all the way down there. Give me something." So, it was right at that moment when he went to the bottom and it was just, like, empty. I was like I was pissed off.
Yep.
I was pissed off.
I mean, I get it. Sometimes it's like any of these documentaries are hit or miss, you know?
It was like the build up to what? Sand?
Yeah. And imagine if you were in there, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. If you were actually in the damn submarine,
Oh, claustrophobic.
that's where it's like,
I'm too claustrophobic for that.
yeah, that's where it takes I feel like
No,
he
he
just,
he does that because he can't see.
yeah.
But you'll see when he does have one.
Okay. Um, I love this. I thought it was great. I do want to also check out his other two documentaries that he did direct. They're called Ghosts of the Abyss and Aliens of the Deep. The titles are funny because the Abyss and Aliens. But yeah, so that's what we watched on, when did I say that was? That was the 9th. And then on the 10th, we had to do it. We had to do it. We had to support it. We went to go see Titanic in the theater, 3D, baby, IMAX.
IMAX. 3D.
This was quite an experience. It made me look. I don't know if I can keep falling further and further and further in love with this film, but somehow I do. It was amazing.
Personally, I'm not a fan of 3D. It gives me headaches.
Not this one.
Well, that's the thing. Because typically, when you go and see a 3D movie, I'll use Marvel for reference because they were playing trailers that were
Mhm.
going to be in 3D in 3D.
Mhm.
So, like, you had like the Guardians of the Galaxy movie that was coming out that was going to be in 3D. It hurt my eyes because it's so bright and loud and in your face and flashy
Mhm.
that's what like loses its appeal for me. Like I can't do it. But Titanic, it it didn't do it as like a gimmick. It did it as like a sort of a macabre immersion.
Mhm.
And like you feel like you're on the boat. Uh-oh, you feel like you're on the boat.
Yeah, it's that perfect blend of 2D and 3D. So half the movie is actually not even in 3D; it's in 2D. If you take your glasses off, you're going to see like not the whole picture is in traditional 3D. So that's how it kind of eases up on the eyes, and especially for a 3-hour movie. So there's nothing else to say about Titanic. Love it. It's a masterpiece. 5 stars. Beautiful. And got to see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
Do you have another one?
I do.
All right.
Furthering. I just keep watching a bunch of old movies.
Yeah, what the heck?
I watched Philadelphia Story, or The Philadelphia Story. I think that's what it is. Yeah. With Jimmy Stewart, my favorite, but also Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn, who I've come to adore. This was the first movie that I'd seen with either of them, as far as I know. Not Jimmy Stewart. I have seen many Jimmy Stewart. But of course I liked it. Of course I liked it.
Yeah, Jimmy Stewart's good.
Yeah, I mean, any movie with him in it, even if I don't even particularly like the movie, he sells it for me. He sells it. And what is there to say? I mean, it's called like one of the movies that like every, film buff needs to see, like to call themselves a film buff, and I agree. It's really cute. It's stupid, like in terms of like funny. I'd say give it a watch. Give it a watch.
Give it a watch, eh?
It's just some silly fun. I don't know.
This one I found funny how we timed this one. On the 12th, we watched one of my new favorite classic films, also a Criterion, that I'm getting day one when the sale happens, because I've been always wanting to have it in the collection,
but had no reason to.
But I was like, what if I don't like it? Kind of deal, Watched it, love it. Look, like I used to do acting in like high school and all that stuff, and I thought at one point that's what I was going to do. If I were to ever get back into acting, I would want this to be the thing that gets me back into acting, like to do like a community theater kind of play version.
I could so see you doing it.
Like this stuff, like is what intrigues me the most. Like I love this kind of stuff, and that is 12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men. And literally for 99% of the movie, it's all in one location.
Yes.
Besides like when they're in the courtroom itself.
It has like the cast is great. It was a play. It was adapted from a play, which is really cool. And they even brought one of the juror number whatever. Yeah. He was in the play, and they brought him onto the film. That was really cool. Henry Fonda's great. I mean, look,
I read the play.
I feel like everyone says To Kill a Mockingbird is the greatest courtroom drama of all time. In my opinion, and I actually was Atticus in high school. My high school put on To Kill a Mockingbird, and I played Atticus. In my opinion, 12 Angry Men is the greatest courtroom drama of all time. And I can understand why To Kill a Mockingbird is hailed as that, because it deals with race kind of thing. Mm-hmm. What I like about 12 Angry Men is it deals with anybody kind of thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like anybody could be this person versus what, To Kill a Mockingbird is about. Yeah. So,
yeah, I read the play back in high school. And I know there's a remake of this, but I really don't have any interest in seeing it.
Nah.
What I love is that with the film adaptation, they could have very much, taken what the original was and, for a movie, add cutaways maybe to show like what really happened at the scene, or like, because it deals with a murder. So, showing anything to like give the audience a visual, like a literal visual of the scene, or like the train that they're talking about, the boy that they're talking about, the witnesses, but they don't. They literally, like, all of it is spoken, and you have to think it up yourself. And that's what I love about it. Like, they really could have, and maybe some people might say that's a downfall or like a bore because there's a lack of that visual stimulation, but it's still intriguing, and it really makes you feel like you were there, more like immersive, because you can only envision what they can all envision because they weren't there. So that lack of, audience spoon feeding, I feel like is to its benefit. Mm-hmm.
That's great. It's highly recommended if you've never seen it. It explodes like 12 sticks of dynamite. Has anyone held 12 sticks of dynamite? Do you know what that feels like?
And let's
That's
tell the tale.
what this movie feels like, okay? It feels like sticks of dynamite in your hand.
Yeah. And plus I just love like the whole reason why there's debate. It's because like, yeah, it's dealing with a murder. And the whole thing is like everybody's convinced that he's guilty except for one. And it's not even that he's not convinced. He's just like, I want to talk about it a little bit. It's because like it's not the 100%.
Yeah.
So it's like even if you have like a 1% doubt, that's still somebody's death sentence you're dealing with. So
And
that's what brings about the movie.
And that's why I really related to Henry Fonda's character, because that is like me. Like that is who I am as a person. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people want to, string someone up, hang them kind of thing. I'm like, all right, maybe that's what we should do. But let's take a couple steps back here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's who I am as a person as well. So to see that displayed on camera, that was really interesting to watch how he kind of kept with that. And I love the like fan, how it doesn't turn on.
Yeah.
Like the fan's constantly broken and it's hot as hell in there.
And as the movie
They
progresses,
get like
everybody gets sweatier.
And the camera something I found out was the camera in the beginning was far away. And as the movie goes on, it literally gets closer and closer to every character. So that by the end of the movie, it's all like close-ups on their face. Like if you remember, everyone had a close-up on their face. The camera started off far and kept progressively getting closer. So you have that, you have the fan not working. So there's actually like, and they did that stuff because they realized we're in a room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I love single location movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
so
I'd say
good.
this is one of the first.
So look, here's the funny thing, right? We watched on the 12th, we watched a super simple film, straightforward, to the damn point. No fluff, it was just boom, 12 sticks of dynamite.
Boom.
On the 14th, we watched a Best Picture nominee for this year, this year's Academy Awards. We watched a Best Picture nominee.
But tell them why I don't have it on my letterbox.
Well, hold on. This is the one we did not finish. We have yet to finish it. Now, when it comes to Haley over here, she wants to finish it.
Yes.
She actually wants to finish it.
I do.
Me, on the other hand, I don't have any desire to finish this movie at all. Now, what movie are we talking about? This is where it's going to shock you, because when we pull the poster up here, I can just hear everyone, if they were all in here, they'd go, "What? You haven't finished it? And Eddie, you don't want to finish it?" And we're talking about Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
This is not to say that I like the movie. It's too quick to judge it just yet because I haven't finished it. We've literally only reached the halfway point. Like the movie's like 2 hours long. We're literally at like an hour and some change. I can't form an opinion on it. And I tried to watch it because he did like a free trial or something on YouTube or whatever. By the time I actually had time to sit down and watch it, the trial expired. So I'm like, all right, what other perfectly legal way can I watch this movie? Nowhere.
It'll change at some point. It'll be
I
available
know. So
somewhere.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting it out.
Look, to me, this movie is I understand how everyone's thinking.
Clusterfuck.
Look, I understand how everyone thinks this movie is a masterpiece, how everyone thinks this is the sure winner for Best Picture. If it is, great. To me, this is, I am such a bigger fan of I love a simple movie, and maybe call me a simple guy, because I kind of am. I love a movie where I can just focus on the movie and just go for that journey. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It's literally in the title. It is so all over the goddamn place. To me, it's like, it's too much. To me, it's too much. And to me, what this movie is, it's the product of a bunch of people, and I don't know how many writers are on it. The Daniels, did they write this movie? Whoever wrote this movie, they just pulled every idea out of the book. Like they just pulled every idea out of thin air, and they were like, "What if?" And they were like, "Let's put that in there. What if? Let's put that in there." And everybody, apparently except for me, loves this. They love this approach. They love this. Let's pull everything out of thin air, put it in a movie, stir it up, and we have a big crock pot of ingredients. And I
Yeah.
like chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodles.
I
Tomato
like-
soup even.
I like chicken noodle soup. I don't want a crock pot of noodles and scrambled eggs and a BK Whopper thrown in there. Like, I don't want that. I want my damn chicken noodle soup.
Well, it's like how she put everything on an everything bagel. You just want a plain bagel.
Yeah, I want a plain bagel.
And that's what bagel you do go for. Is
And
plain.
that like literally I eat stuff so plain all the time. Mashed
does.
potatoes, I don't need gravy.
He does. It's kind of
Steak,
annoying.
I don't need steak sauce. It's who I am. It's who I am.
That's who he is.
So, anyways, this is the movie that maybe is shocking some people. I don't know. Everything Everywhere All at Once didn't do it for me. It did it for you.
It's
Kinda.
more so like there's some points that lost me, like with the thing being on a bagel. And then, the whole thing where it's like they have, and I know it's for plot reasons, but like that they have to do something outside of their norm, like butterfly effect sort of way that, give them their powers. Okay. Like I was like, trying to accept the universe for what it is and then just kind of going, okay. Okay. Then the things up their butts, I was like,
Yeah. Look, I don't know.
yeah. So I more so just want to finish it just so I can put it on my letterbox because I hate leaving movies unfinished, no matter how bad I think they are.
Oh, and that's another. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Some people would say, Eddie, you haven't finished this movie. You can't count that as you watched it.
Yeah, so I don't.
I don't know. To me, because I have no like desire to finish it, I'm just gonna mark it that I watched
I
it.
feel like in your defense, if you get through the first third of a
We're
movie,
through a vast majority of the film. There's we watched more than there is left. Put it
Yeah,
that way.
like if you watch like more than the first third or even maybe a half, then I feel like if you want to consider it watched, then I won't stop you.
Mhm.
But that's not what I think.
I'm
for
just
myself.
scared that this is going to win Best Picture because we have a thing that we're doing now where we're watching every Best Picture winner, and I also want to own every Best Picture winner. So I'm kind of scared that this is going to win because this is like everyone's surefire bet that it's going to win,
Is
and
it-
so it's like, ugh, now I have to own everything everywhere all at once.
I mean, I think it's visually appealing.
Look,
like
we know what team I am for Best Picture winner. Avatar, baby, The Way of Water. It ain't gonna win.
Is it bad that I don't
Ain't
know
gonna
the
win.
nominees?
No, because we've only seen a couple of them.
I know
couple
it's All Quiet on the Western Front.
All Quiet. You got Elvis. You got The Banshees of
Elvis.
Inisherin, Tar, Elvis, Top Gun, stuff like that.
Are you sure it's not going to be Top Gun that wins?
No, absolutely not. I feel like Avatar would have a better chance of winning than Top Gun.
Considering how long it's been in the theater?
Everyone is saying it's this movie right here, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And then if it's not this one, it's The Banshees of Inisherin.
I don't even know what that is.
That one. So, yeah, sorry everybody. I hope you're still sticking with us on that one. Hopefully, we didn't shake you up too much. You're all shook up.
That's great. Anyways, what I watched next was one of my, if not my, I consider this to be my favorite of the month. Starring Marilyn Monroe, Some Like It Hot.
Ooh.
What a movie. God, I would consider this my favorite of the month. I love that movie. I literally love that movie.
She loves that movie.
It's so silly. It's so silly. And I mean, look, when it came out, it definitely did some like not like PC things for the time.
Mhm.
And that it also led to the sort of, abridgment from like the conservative nature that film was between like the mid 30s to then, like the late 50s, to where, you get stuff like it is today, absurd, cheesy, bombastic, and absurd.
let me just say, next time for the March watch list that we do, like when we do this for March, tell me the movies that you watched
Oh.
without me so I can have the posters
All
pop
right,
up.
well, you didn't ask
Like I
me.
just realized, like it'd be nice to have the posters.
All right. Yeah, you also get, some classic lines. The characters are great. Marilyn Monroe is stunning. I love this movie. I would rewatch this like if you said that you were interested in it, I'd watch it again in a heartbeat. And it's so funny
Yeah.
and
And it's a criterion.
it's a criterion.
I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
We'll do one more and then we'll hop into the chat. I think it's over here. See where you see what you find sexy people are talking about. Oh, okay. This one. I mean, so after that, we did this one. And also, by the way, we watched Everything Everywhere All at Once off of the recommendation of Tracy, Nerdy Film Girl. So just to give credit where credit's due.
Sorry, Tracy.
Not saying you have bad taste in movies. I'm just saying for me, it just didn't work. This one, we did a watch along here on the channel. It was all females, right? We had Jennifer Vega, we had Nadia, we had Tracy, and we had Mika over at the Double Feature Podcast. And it was Warm Bodies. He's still dead. He's getting warmer.
I love this movie.
Yeah, this movie's just a fun time. We watched it in part due to it was just like a happy coincidence that it got that Lionsgate treatment steelbook. So that was really cool. But we would have watched it anyway because it's just I think it's
It's underrated.
It's underrated. It's love. Like it has, February is the month of love, among other things. We wanted to focus on love. And it's that cool mix of horror, right? The zombie shit, and then you have the love story. So it felt like a cool watch. And to get an all-female panel on that one. So Warm Bodies is what we watched on. When did we watch that one? On the 15th. We watched that on the 15th. How weird. On the 14th, like on Valentine's Day, we watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's kind of weird. Like I'm just realizing that.
Not like a love movie.
Yeah. And then on the next day, we watched a real love movie.
Well, because I suggested we watch Valentine's Day, and I think you said no.
Yeah, because I got burned from New Year's Eve. The movie New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
That movie kind of sucked.
So
yeah, there's Warm Bodies. We watched it. It's on the channel. Go check it out if you want to. If you're a fan of that movie.
Yeah.
Let's see who's in here. Who's joining us?
Yeah, you should star the last comment.
Yeah, I should. Let's see here. I think it was right. Oh, it was right here. Bachman. Yes, Richard Bachman. Have you seen Laurel Canyon with Christian Bale, Kate Beckinsale, among other big names? If you both haven't, I recommend it to you. Yeah.
I love me some Christian Bale.
Laurel Canyon. No, I haven't. Christian Bale, Kate Beckinsale. You have me sold on those two. Interesting. Laurel Canyon. Every time I saw a 3D movie in theaters, I just compulsively lifted and lowered the 3D glasses to see the difference, which ruins the movie.
I do that too, but I try and get it out like during the trailers. And then, so I'm like, all right, once I'm done, it is like a compulsive thing. And once the movie starts, I'm like, all right, I'm not touching them again.
See, for me, the difference is I wear prescription glasses. So I have a pair of glasses, right? And then I have another pair of glasses going over that. And for me, what I'm constantly doing is readjusting because I feel like there's something off because I'm wearing two pairs of glasses. I feel like something's not working. Typically, I'll wear my beanie and then I'll put the 3D glasses over the beanie, right? So the 3D glasses aren't on my ears. I'll put them over the beanie. So that way it kind of takes some of that irritation off. And luckily these 3D glasses were huge. So they went right around. And I feel like they're doing that on purpose now because they realize people with prescription glasses, it's a hard time when you have, like little sunglass 3Ds.
But it's perfect for me because I have like a very tiny head. So like when I put them on, it like literally covers my whole vision. Like they literally look like scuba goggles. So that's what also would normally like get to me was being able to see like either through the nose piece or like, just the lens. That would take it away from me, but it literally covered even my peripherals.
Comment of the stream. Best courtroom drama goes to Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. Yeah, so there's To Kill a Mockingbird, 12 Angry Men, and then Heard versus Depp. So those are the top 3 courtroom dramas. Let's see here. I love 12 Angry Men, single location films. I really enjoy. I do too, man. I do too. I've actually been thinking about like a top 5 single location stream. because like I just dig the crap out of them. When you can pull it off successfully, it's just that much cooler to me.
Yeah.
I do that all the time, Vin. It's a given, yeah, with the things, with the glasses. We got Cody, one of our great moderators in here. Don't forget to roundhouse kick that button for fans of sleeping.
Oh, I was a fan of sleeping
That's us
before.
tonight, baby. Awesome shirt, Eddie. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, some good old Seinfeld. The show about nothing. Yeah, Nadia. Everything Everywhere All at Once I enjoyed, but I don't love it like so many people do. I like it. That's all.
That's kind of my stance on it. at the
Man,
moment.
you and I, look, I don't have anything against the movie. Like, I don't think it's a terrible movie. I just think it's like, I don't get the hype on this one. So I love it, man. And Vin, there's going to be a movie on here that you recommended that we're going to talk about. I haven't seen Everything Everywhere. I don't recommend it personally. I agree, and I like to turn my brain off a lot when I watch movies, but I do want to check this movie out. Matthew, what's going on? Oh, hell yeah. Everything Everywhere All at Once. That movie got me choked up. Hey, while my friend and I watched it, his wife fell asleep while watching it. It's not for everyone. Yeah, it's not. It's really not. And that's usually the case with, nominations for Best Picture. Eddie, I'm with you. I like simple stories executed well with great script, writing, and acting. Thank you, Vin. You're like a brother from another mother.
Both of you get a room or
I was
something.
going to say, man. I guess you could say you didn't watch it all at once. We did not. No, we did not.
That was good.
Nerdy Film Girl. Hey guys, just popped on, but we'll watch earlier half later on to see what I missed. Well, congratulations on your first successful stream. And let me just say, when we did our first stream, there was nobody in our chat room.
Nobody.
There was not a single goddamn soul in our chat room on our first stream. You do your first stream, and the thing's popping. So congratulations, well deserved, you and Max. It was good, and obviously I would have kept watching, but I have streams too. I have streams. I have a stream. No, okay. I still haven't watched Avatar 2. Matthew. What are you doing? Why?
Not spending 3 hours watching blue people.
Why? You didn't even want to watch the blue people, and you were converted. You became part of the Na'vi. You fell in love with the Na'vi.
Against my will.
No, I get it. I mean, look, I totally understand people that don't like Avatar. Some Like It Hot is brilliant, no doubt about that. One of my favorite films. Hello, your cult boyfriend.
God, it's so good. And what is there even to say? And like,
I don't know. In the chat room, let Haley know what there is to say.
I mean, you have everything. Like, and plus,
but is it everywhere all at once?
I guess. But I mean, Marilyn Monroe, how can she not be charming? But she's just so cute in this movie. Like her with her little like ukulele, like in the tray. Love it.
Love it. I haven't watched Some Like It Hot in a long time.
Watch it again.
That was fun. Love my zombie shit. Yeah, no, I mean, look, that was, and I would like to see the movie again, because when you do a watch along, you're constantly talking over it. So like, there's a lot I know I missed. And like I said on that one, I hadn't seen that movie since theaters. I'm pretty damn sure. So I'd like to go back and actually focus on the movie and see what I didn't pick up on. Here's what I saw in February. There's Something About Mary, The Nice Guys, Little Giants, Tales from the Hood, and The Wedding Singer. Something tells me we had a hand in The Wedding Singer. Did we? We have a hand in The Wedding Singer? Or was that just like a coinky dink? How important are the final 10, 5, even 2 minutes of a movie? I'm not saying that applies to Everything Everywhere All at Once, but it can be crucial to your overall enjoyment.
Well, I feel like a movie is about the journey, not the destination. So if
I'll let you two handle this.
But like, right? Like a movie, a theatrical feature length, film, whether it be like an hour and 12 or 3 hours or whatever. It should be like, yes, like the ending should be important, but also like the lead up, you know? Like, I feel like I would enjoy a movie more if it had like an amazing epic journey with a lackluster end versus a lackluster journey and a terrific end. Because, it's, the journey. I'd
The journey, man.
rather the journey than the destination.
Nerdy film girl, I totally understand how Everything Everywhere isn't for everyone. I think I love that at the end of the day, it's showing how complex relationships are with husbands and daughters, which is its core. Well, that's what I like. If it was a movie about that, like a drama about that, you know what I mean? It's for me, it's the idea of the multiverse, right? And I don't really like the idea of a multiverse. Like I just don't. I don't like the idea of a multiverse. To me, it takes away stakes. To me, it takes away a lot of things.
I think it's interesting though, like to play devil's advocate, it's interesting of a concept to think that had you have done just one little thing differently, like in your own life, that the path you go down is vastly
Well,
different.
then we get into another movie later on here, which we'll move on here because we watched another movie later on in the month that deals with that as well. But to move along here, we'll star this comment. We watched on the 16th because we wanted to keep the trend going because we wanted to knock another Criterion out of the way. We watched what everyone calls the definitive telling of the Titanic sinking, which I think is total bullshit. I understand some people will probably say, "Oh, Eddie, you're just a Cameron jackoff. Like you just love James Cameron so much."
Which he is.
You know,
Cameron Jack.
and yeah, I am. Like I will jerk him, but A Night to Remember, it's a good movie, you know? It ain't the definitive story of the freaking Titanic. If anything, and I remember telling you this, to me, this movie eh, it exploits the Titanic. And why do I feel that? The movie starts and it hits the freaking iceberg. So to me, this movie is telling me don't worry about anything that there was a lead up to. Like the people that got on the Titanic, they're not interesting. Those people, they deserved to hit that iceberg. And we're going to show them hitting that iceberg. So the movie opens and it hits the iceberg. I'm like, where's the buildup? So I can actually give a shit about anything that happens on this ship?
Yeah.
That's where James Cameron comes in, thank God.
Yeah.
Um,
The purpose of this movie wasn't to show.
it was to exploit it.
Yeah, it was more so like ship crash.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
want to
more
see a
so
cool ship crash? Here you go.
It's more so that the main focus is the ship crashed and not that there was people
There was
and that was
actually
a tragedy.
There was actually people on board, and everyone criticizes James Cameron's film because, oh, it's a fictional love story. I don't give a shit. There was probably something like that happening on the Titanic.
We'll never know.
You know, they might not have been named Jack and Rose, but I'm sure there was something like that going on. So I just didn't like what A Night to Remember did. The sinking was cool, though inaccurate. That's been stated.
I mean, at the time.
Yeah, it was cool. Cool effects. But overall, I'm happy because I did own this Criterion at one point and I sent it back. Like I never opened it. I sent it back to Amazon. I like second guessed myself. And I'm happy I'm happy I did that.
I didn't know that.
So that is what we watched on the 16th. And on the 18th, over at Luke Ponto's channel, he invited me to be a guest to watch Scream 4, or as everyone calls it, Scriforum. And watching this, though fun. So, Luke, if you're watching either now or on the replay, though fun, I always have a cool time hanging out with people on their channels. This movie made me realize that I just don't care about Scream after the first one. I just don't have any like real emotional attachment to this franchise. Like I could care less that Scream 6 is coming out this week. I just don't care at all. And yeah, I just like that first Scream, a one and done for me. But it was fun watching it. I mean, it has a great opening. It's a movie within a movie within a movie within a movie kind of thing. That's probably my favorite part of the film. Have you seen Scream 4? No.
I haven't seen past 3 because you don't want to watch 3 because you hate 3.
Well, now I really don't want to watch the movies because I just realized I just don't care about them.
Like I would want to just because I call myself a horror fan and it feels
sacrilegious.
Yeah.
Well, as Bob Saget once said, something about worshiping the sack. Yes, that's right. I worship the sack. Sacrilegious.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Anyways, so that's what we watched then. Anything you want to add? No, you didn't watch anything?
No.
Okay. On the 20th, now over at Nadia's channel on her conspiracy theory live stream, we mentioned this film.
We talk about this guy.
This is Willow Creek.
I didn't like it.
We watched this movie.
I didn't like it.
This was before she invited us, so that was actually kind of funny because then she invited us a couple days later, and I was like, "That's so weird. We just watched a movie about Bigfoot." You didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
I really enjoyed this movie. To me, look, when we watch found footage movies, I always have a hard time.
Why are they filming?
Why are they filming? And why is the camera miraculously picking up everything perfectly? It picks up everything we're supposed to see as the audience. So if there's a demon in the corner, the camera falls right where the lens is pointed so the demon can appear. This movie doesn't do any of that shit. This movie,
We don't even see him.
this movie makes the Blair Witch Project look like it has high production value.
Yeah.
This movie I could make. Now that's not a negative to it because I didn't make it. Bobcat Goldthwait did it, who, if you're familiar with that name, he directed a really underrated black comedy with Robin Williams called World's Greatest Dad. So go check that out. At some point we'll watch that. But he did this, Willow Creek. It is a super simple, direct, straightforward. God.
Is it a spoiler that I say you never see Bigfoot?
No, it's not a spoiler. I don't
Yeah,
think it's a spoiler.
You never see.
You never see Bigfoot.
They see Bigfoot.
You
We
never
don't.
see Bigfoot. And to me, that's one of the strengths of this movie because we all have that, classic image. And when we were on Nadia's channel, she was pulling up videos of people capturing Bigfoot, and I was laughing the whole time.
Well, the more I think about it, the more I just realize why they don't have footage of Bigfoot in the movie is because I'm sure because this isn't like, a lot of people are talking about this movie or anything. So I'm sure people would have pulled clips from it and put it off as like, this is real Bigfoot footage.
Oh, no. Like it would have always just come back to Willow Creek.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd be surprised on how people would try and get away with that kind of stuff.
Look, to me, this is just like, it's a good horror movie. I did add this to, I have a letterbox list of my favorite horror films. I put this in there. I really enjoy this movie, Willow Creek. It has a phenomenal, oh my God, I love one takes, one uncut take kind of thing.
You like that scene?
I loved that scene where.
Oh my God, I almost fell asleep.
No, it's just, but see, that's the thing. That's the beauty of it all, right?
I literally zoned out.
To me, it's building up tension. It's all about that building up tension. It's what Dave McRae, one of my favorite YouTubers, he always says, the slow burn. That's what it is. So if you watch the movie and you get to that part where it's just an uncut take, where it's just static, not literal static.
They are static.
The camera's static.
Yeah, they're not moving.
Yeah. It's a slow burn and I loved it so much.
I literally zoned out for what felt like 3 days. Then I zoned back in. They're still there.
Oh, well.
It was. I'm done.
Yeah. I recommend it. Haley does not. Willow Creek.
Yeah. Following up on another movie that I didn't like and being a little hypocritical because I say, how could I not like silent films? Well, I watched another Criterion. As far as I know, the oldest, not oldest in terms of the first ever Criterion, but the oldest film date wise to be labeled a Criterion is The Phantom Carriage. I like the premise of it. It's cool. God, was it boring? Oh my God, it was so boring. I had to watch it over the course of 4 days because I couldn't bear to sit there. And it's not even that it was a long movie. It was just a pain to get through. I don't know. It was so slow. And it's not even that I had a problem with foreign silent movies because there's great ones. This movie was so boring. And I don't know. Boring movie. I have nothing to say. That's it.
That's it. All right, The Phantom Carriage. This one on the 21st, we watched because this was a you just pulled this up and you're like, it's short, so watch it. We watched Tim Burton's Vincent.
Oh my god. Okay. We go from miss
Willow Creek. Miss.
hit. Oh my god. Like, it's so funny because, like, okay, this is one that it's so short from Tim Burton's, filmography that it's almost like how did it take me this long to watch it? But I actually had to watch it for a project that I was like a paper I had to write for one of my classes. And this was given as like one of the ones we could write on. And I was like, "Oh, there's an excuse." And I always kind of forget about it. And it's so funny. And it's like, he's just like me for real.
Yeah.
Like, it's this little boy, this little guy. He's only like 7 or 8 years old. I forget how old he says. His name's Vincent. And instead of being like, the other boys his age, going outside and playing, he just wants to be Vincent Price.
Yeah.
And it's ironic because it's all narrated by Vincent Price.
Yeah, Tim Burton got Vincent Price to narrate it.
Yeah. And this was before Edward Scissorhands. It's so, like, he's just a little goth guy, and that's like me.
Yeah, it's cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Oh, I mean, if you have like 6 minutes of your time to spare.
Yeah. Go on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
It's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's so cute.
So that was what we watched. There's really nothing I can say about it. I enjoyed it. It's good stop motion.
I love it. For the 80s.
The next day, on the 22nd, here's the second film that neither of us have finished, and I don't think either of us have any desire to finish this one.
I don't want to.
And it's funny because you mentioned the name Butterfly Effect, because we literally watched The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher and Amy Smart. This talk about so there's twins. Like, we watched Twins, right? And twins in this movie have weird ass vibes. Really weird vibes.
Different reasons.
This movie, I'm torn, right? Because I believe I believe any movie has the right to show anything it wants, to talk about anything it wants, because at the end of the day, it's art and it's trying to tell a story, right? So if it adds to the story, go ahead and do it. This movie does something that I'm even kind of having a hard time, justifying. And they don't go deep into it, but there's a scene involving the CP word, child.
Oh yeah.
P.
Yeah.
And
it's just kind of glossed over.
Yeah, and I was like, did we really have to? Did we really have to?
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
See that? Did we have to even put that in there? Because it is very quick.
It's
quick.
And it's it's literally just for no other purpose. It's not even to.
Well, we don't know. We haven't finished it.
I can't imagine it would.
I could imagine it comes back like that character.
I can't imagine.
I can imagine that character, the adult doing the act, comes back later in the story and they somehow do revenge on him or something.
Whatever. But at the very least, from the half of the movie that we saw, it was for what I know from the first half of the movie, it was literally just for shock value.
It was, yeah, and it worked. It shocked me.
Yeah, but there's a difference between just being there for shock and being edgy for the sake of shock and being edgy for the sake of a story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really, I mean, the whole movie's kind of touchy. Literally, the main thing, at least in the beginning of the movie, is the fact that they explode a baby.
That's what I'm saying. This movie is just a weird vibe. This movie's weird.
Okay.
And I don't like it.
And, they never say it directly in the film, but it's pretty common knowledge that Ashton Kutcher's character has schizophrenia. And it's what other movie can you think of off the top of your head that deals with schizophrenia? A very real thing that people suffer from and live with. It's a mental disorder. And this is the movie that highlights it. That's almost offensive. I don't.
I don't know.
And the acting in it, like the script, like what's the movie that I say doesn't feel
The
real?
Final Destination.
The Final Destination. Yeah, that movie doesn't feel real. Like it feels like this movie and that movie, The Final Destination and The Butterfly Effect, both feel like these are robot characters. The movie was made with AI or something, and they're just speaking words. Like I can't explain it, but watch both of those movies if you
Yeah.
want to kill yourself in tandem, and you'll know what I mean.
Yeah, it's a weird one. And I actually picked this up at FYE a while back. It was like on sale for $5. So I had the Blu-ray. And I don't have the Blu-ray anymore.
It's just not right.
So
It's just not
yeah,
right.
it wasn't a good movie. Don't recommend it.
No. Don't.
Having said that, we followed it up with this is when we started our so we needed something to cleanse our palate that night.
Yeah.
So we watched the same exact night. This is when we started our Best Picture challenge. So we started with the very first Best Picture winner at the Academy Awards, and that is Wings.
Switch those two. We watched Wings first, and then we tried watching The Butterfly Effect.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Wings.
Wings.
Oh, you're not gonna say anything?
So we watched this. Where did we watch this? On Tubi?
Yes.
And
don't watch it on Tubi.
Do not watch it on Tubi because like I wish we would have known this.
Yeah, I'm like kicking myself.
We watched this movie with a score, well, loosely use the word score, that literally plays for like 3-4 minutes, pauses, there's like a little pause, and then it just repeats the exact same score
for 2
hours. For 2 hours. And I thought,
like, that's just how it is.
I just thought that like that's how it is. Like that's what they did back then.
Like we're not stupid. We both kind of just thought that.
And then because I was like, there's a really cool shot in the movie. Like I want to pull that back up and look at it again. I pulled it up and it's a totally different score. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So then we look it up. Everywhere else has the movie with all different music and it's all different.
It's normal.
It's normal, like a normal.
Like it fits
score.
the atmosphere. And
so do not watch Wings on Tubi.
Somebody needs to go talk to Tubi and say like, what the hell?
It's like in the public domain. So it's on YouTube for free. It's on Wikipedia for free. Like it's like public domain.
And that's funny. We literally could have watched it anywhere else.
Yeah, we watched it on Tubi.
And the one place we looked to watch it.
Yeah, we watched it where you get ads too. How weird is that?
Why do we do that?
Why do we're weird.
Why did we do that?
I don't know. So anyways.
I am willing to rewatch this movie.
Yeah. Look, for the first Best Picture winner of all time, it was enjoyable. I can totally see, like, I love Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor, and I can totally see like where that movie got inspiration from. To me, it's obvious. It's like a Wings remake in a way, just set with Pearl Harbor. So I enjoy the cinematography of this movie. Like the best shot of this movie is that one take going over everybody. It's just a really cool moment. Other than that, I don't know.
I feel like you would have a different opinion if we watched the correct version.
Yeah.
So I feel like let some time pass. Like let us forget about it, and then go back to it, so it'll feel like fresh again.
But I'm excited to do this Best Picture thing because I know it's going to expose both of us to films that we wouldn't necessarily think to watch. I don't know that this is one of them. I do have the Blu-ray. But I don't know. I'll rewatch it anytime.
And you have the Blu-ray. Why didn't we just watch the?
Well, that didn't come in yet. That hadn't come in yet. Yeah. On the 23rd, we did a watch along on our channel of WALL-E. That's right, in the Criterion Collection. So we watched WALL-E with Mouse Tracks and Philly cheesesteak, and it's a great time.
Filled up on eggnog.
WALL-E's great.
It's
your favorite Pixar.
It's my favorite Pixar. The little trash robot.
Yeah, and you drew him recently.
I did. Check out my Instagram.
A lot of emotional attachment to WALL-E for you.
Yes, I think it's a beautiful film, and it still holds up. Like, like animation wise, as well as story wise.
Yeah. Yep. That same exact night after WALL-E, because we were talking about it during the stream. You pulled it up and we watched Pete Docter's Next Door.
If you have 5 minutes of your time, this is this is a short film that Pete Docter did in college.
Pete Docter, for anyone who doesn't know, directed Monsters Inc. He did
Up.
Up, he did Inside Out, and he did my favorite,
Soul.
Soul.
Yeah. This is one of his student films. So like before he was even in any of that, like before he even had a name at Pixar, he did this little thing.
He did this thing.
And I have to do a little more research because he bases
Oh,
this character like almost like in the same vein of like, Trey Parker, like from South Park or like Boo Monsters Inc. Like they just kind of followed a little child around and recorded it and then did something over it, like Ike or Boo. And that's what she is. It's cute. It's really cute. And it definitely like shows very amateur early Pete Doctor. It warms my little heart.
yeah. It was funny.
Yeah.
Made me go, ha ha.
It did make him go haha.
What else did you watch? Sound like you watched something.
I did. The last thing this month that I watched on my own was The Black Cat.
Okay.
Starring both Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
Love those guys. Literally love those guys, but not as, Frankenstein and Dracula. But as weirder guys actually. Yeah, I mean it was short. It was
Was it sweet?
no,
Was it to the point?
I guess. But I enjoyed it. It was very, suspenseful, sort of thriller. Yeah, I mean, The Black Cat. Nothing too much to say other than like both of their performances and like the part at the end makes it like all the worthwhile watching. So.
All right. On the 24th, we did a watch along with Adam Sandler Girl, and that is for The Wedding Singer. One of the all-time greats right here.
Somebody kill me, please.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to say. I much prefer this poster over the classic one that we all see.
Yeah,
where it's just Adam and Drew, and it's like a color scheme behind them. I much prefer this poster. Yeah, this is go watch the watch along. It's sort of like a shameless plug for the watch along here.
This movie is what made me a fan of Adam Sandler. So
there you go.
If that says anything.
Then we watched. So I don't think we watched a single brand new movie like that, like this month. You know what I mean?
We didn't go to the theater
at all.
Well, except for Titanic, but that doesn't really count.
That didn't count. Yeah. Except for on the 25th, we sat down in a theater with our good friend Mara. So it's Mara. If you're watching, Mara, hello. We sat down and watched M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, Knock at the Cabin, because he is one of my all-time favorites. And I think these are like, this kind of movie is why you go to a theater kind of thing, like for that group experience, and
Mara didn't like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I asked them when we were working next. I was like,
so what'd you think?
Yeah. Cause Mara was like, like, have you thought any more about Knock at the Cabin? Cause I really did have to like sleep on it. It was a lot of things happening on the screen and it just had to digest. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I thought it was okay. Like it was, I liked it on Letterboxd because any movie that makes me like look up additional information after the fact, I'd say has my interest enough for me to say like warrants a like. And they were like, I didn't like it. And I was like, oh, that's okay. Then that means we have to go see another movie.
That's unfortunate because I thoroughly enjoyed this film. For me, it's middle tier M. Night. It's not his best. It's definitely not his worst. It's that middle ground kind of thing. For me, no spoilers, don't worry. For me, the twist, if there's no twist. To me, there's not a twist in this movie. I know Mara said right? That they said that there is a twist, like somewhat. To me, it's not a twist. To me, it's just sort of like
a reveal.
Yeah.
Like something's going on. Like the whole reason behind what they're doing is left ambiguous throughout the whole film. and then at the very end they reveal like why it is.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, that makes sense. And if you know, you know, basically.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing I feel like with M. Night Shyamalan is he, pigeonholed himself into a category where it's like, oh, if it doesn't have a twist, then it's not good M. Night. It's just like, I don't think that's the case, you know?
Yeah, it's not necessarily a twist. It's more so like an
Yeah.
oh, that
I
makes sense.
I liked it. Like, that's what I love about M. Night is you can summarize his movies with one sentence, and I think that that's brilliant. Again, simple. I love simple.
He's a
You know what I
simple guy.
mean? So go check out Knock at the Cabin if it's still playing in your theater. It will be coming out on physical media pretty soon. So,
Even if you don't like M. Night, Dave Batista.
oh yeah, Dave Bautista's great. He definitely is a
He's a good
talented.
anti-hero.
He's talented. He's talented.
Anti-hero.
And then to wrap up the month, which I don't think you necessarily liked, but Vin, I shouted you out earlier. If you're still here, thanks for being here, man. Vin and I forget what spawned this conversation on Instagram, Vin, but we both mutually recommended a Robin Williams movie to each other. I forget how that happened, but I recommended Moscow on the Hudson to Vin, which he really enjoyed. And he recommended to me, Cadillac Man. And this is the movie.
That's a cool.
This is the movie that we ended up watching that rounded out February for us. And this is probably going to be a bold statement here for me to say, considering everything we watched. And Titanic doesn't count here. Titanic is that one that doesn't really count here.
Titanic's like a grail to you.
You know what I mean? For me, my favorite watch of February was Cadillac Man.
Be for freaking real.
My favorite movie to watch in February that we watched was Cadillac Man. And look, but that's what I'm saying, like, because 12 Angry Men, you know what I mean? Like, come on, dude, 12 Angry Men, you like it? No, that doesn't mean I like it more than 12 Angry Men. I like 12 Angry Men more than Cadillac Man. The reason I like my favorite watch of February is Cadillac Man is because first of all, I had heard about this movie, but I didn't know jack shit about it. And it just totally won me over. I had always heard about 12 Angry Men. I had always heard about how great it is. You know what I mean? So this came out of nowhere. And I sincerely thank you, Vin, for suggesting this movie because it's a shame the Blu-ray is really hard to find. It's like out of print or something. I think it's very expensive. So I'm gonna have to settle with the DVD. But Robin Williams is great in this movie. You were laughing.
Oh, I was laughing.
You were laughing.
I'm not saying I hated this movie. It was just
I love it.
a movie to me.
It's almost like there's like a moment in the film. It doesn't keep it going, but it almost felt like the uncut gems of the car dealership.
Yeah, God, it kept stressing me out.
It just kept going left and right, and Robin Williams and just like shut the fuck. It was he's so good in this movie. He has that stupid ass mustache.
I didn't like I could have done without the fourth wall breaks.
Yeah, he does. He does look at the camera a lot and talk to the camera.
Or like his inner monologue too. I could have done without. But I mean,
I don't know. This movie just surprised me at how much I enjoyed it. So again, Vin, solid recommendation, dude. I gotta find that Blu-ray. Hopefully for cheap. But yeah, to me, it's a Tim Robbins is funny too. But for me, it's Robin. Robin is just he steals the show. And I love finding new Robin. You know what I mean? New Williams for me to latch on to. So that is that. That's Cadillac Man. That's how we rounded out February. That's 20 films together we watched. But I think you watched 25, something like that, all together. You counting? Yep, 25. So let's get into the comments and then 26. Let's get into the comments and then we are gonna.
That's almost a film a day.
Get the heck out of here. Let's see here.
Well, you also watched Scream 4, so 25. Yeah, I watched 20. That's almost a film a day.
Everyone's saying, hate everyone. What do we got here? I saw Ed O'Neill. Okay. Yeah. I think Avatar 2 has left the theater. I hope they have a Blu-ray release. Oh, yeah, they'll have all that stuff for sure. Yes, you two had something in watching The Wedding Singer. I even logged into my letterbox and wrote watched with Eddie and Haley from Fans of Something and Adam Sandler Girl. Wow, thanks, Rock
Wow.
Music. Appreciate that. Honestly, the only reason I had people in my stream was because of you guys and introducing me to this wonderful community. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh no. Look, I forget how I found your freaking channel. I'm pretty sure it's just through YouTube recommendations. So I'm happy I stumbled across you, Tracy, and I am happy that you know, if we had any hand in anything with your channel, then we'll happily wear that honor. Did I say that right? I don't know if I said anything right there correctly.
you get it. You get it.
Agreed, Eddie. The first Scream will be the best and only will be the best and only good Scream for me. Yeah, yeah. To me, it's just a one and done kind of movie. It kind of gets old after that. So Scream 4 is incredible. Eddie's breaking my heart. I'm sorry, your cult boyfriend. I'm sorry. With you on Scream, Eddie. Nothing interesting going on really with those films. I'm telling you, Vin is God, dude. Are you me in a multiverse? Are you me? Are you the much better looking, buffed up version of me? I respect Willow Creek's epically long single shot, but I didn't love it overall. All right, I take it back. You're not me. You're not me. It is epically long, isn't it, dude?
God, like I said, I zoned out for what felt like 3 days, and I came back.
It goes on. You two make me laugh, Eddie and Haley. It's what I need right now. Oh, dude. I don't know what the heck's going on with you. Like, I don't know what personal issues, struggles, drama, all that stuff is going on in your life. But I've always believed that, you know, YouTube, like if you find a community, and I know you and I, Oliver, we both mutually watch Dave McRae. So like you find those spaces that make you feel comfortable, right? Even if it's just background noise, even if right now, wherever you are in the world, you have us, Haley and Eddie, on in the background, and we're just background noise, and we're making something feel less painful, or we're helping you sleep better somehow.
Or you're studying.
Whatever. If that's awesome. We love that, and that just makes us feel really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Oliver. Happy we could help. I do recommend the 9th configuration from Exorcist writer William Peter Blatty. It's funny, creepy, yet thought-provoking. The 9th configuration.
Noted.
Oh God, slow burns slowly burn my attention span. Yeah, Nadia, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe don't check out Willow Creek then. I don't know. I'm done with Scream as well, and I absolutely hated World's Greatest Dad. People seem to love that movie for some reason. Wow. I loved it. Yeah, I love World's Greatest Dad. That's the movie that unfortunately it's very eerily similar to how Robin died, because there's a character in there that hangs himself, literally pretty similar to the way apparently Robin hung himself.
That's yikes.
And Robin comes into the room and finds him. So yeah.
Okay.
The Phantom Carriage is rough. It's interesting because of how much it inspired future filmmakers like Ingmar Bergman and Dreyer.
Yeah, no, I definitely can appreciate it for what it is. And I can also appreciate like the ghostly sort of effects that it does. And the story, I said, like the premise is cool, but the execution was just it's the slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
It's the slow burn.
But Vincent is dope.
Yeah. God, I love Vincent.
Ooh, I want to watch The Phantom Carriage.
Yeah, I mean, it's a piece of history for sure.
Butterfly Effect is hilarious. Mad respect.
Yeah, it's almost like so bad you just have to laugh at it.
Butterfly Effect is a shit movie. It has its moments.
I don't have any words.
I mean, it's hilarious because of how trashy it is. It's like the loudest, most obnoxious part of the 2000s all in one film.
The Final Destination.
Clara Bow in Wings. Yeah, that was like what, the first on-screen nudity, right?
Yeah.
In a major motion picture or something like that?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Because you see her boobs.
It was
a second.
It was something. And I remember like I didn't know that. And I was just like, whoa, that's nippage.
Whoa, nippies. I love Tubi, always coming in clutch.
Not that time.
I think it might be sarcasm.
Oh, LOL.
Might be sarcasm. I don't know. The Michael Bay comparison is right on, Eddie, in the best ways. Yeah. Like when I was watching Wings, I was like, oh my God, this is Pearl Harbor. But I mean, Pearl Harbor's Wings. But
Pearl Harbor didn't even happen when Wings existed.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, they didn't even. Whoa.
Yeah, man. I need Pearl Harbor on Blu-ray. It's like $10. Very cheap. Wally. I've never watched The Wedding Singer. You didn't watch it with us when we did our watch along, Matthew? I could
Unreal.
have swore you were in the chat.
Unreal.
Knock at the Cabin was solid. The source material had a much better ending. Yeah, I know Vin reads a lot of books, right? So
You can't read.
and I cannot read. Yes, Cadillac Man. It's just good fun. Yeah, dude. Thank you for recommending that one. Oh, Cadillac Man is one of Dad's favorite movies. Yeah, it's fun. Like it just came out of nowhere. I don't know. Never seen Cadillac Man. Now I'm interested. Check it out. Where did we watch it? It's on HBO Max, I think.
HBO Max.
It's on HBO Max.
Now that's a streaming service that comes in clutch.
I'll check out Cadillac Man. I'm a sucker for taglines, and with that face, it looks up my alley. Yeah, it's fun. It's just a stupid comedy about
It's a black comedy, I would say.
it's a black comedy about a car dealership that gets taken for ransom, held hostage.
I mean, the movie starts off with my guy Robin trying to sell a car to a recently
like a widow
widow.
who
Yeah.
lost her husband.
But literally, like, what do I want to say? Like, he just died. Like, or recently.
Like they're moving the coffin
Yeah.
kind of thing, and they break down on the side of the road, and so Robin
He
pulls
tries to-
over, helps them, and then goes, should I try to sell her a car? It's funny. I don't know. Cadillac Man is too dad core for me.
I love that.
What is
explanation.
dad core?
Like, it gives off dad vibes.
What the hell are dad vibes?
Like, you know, like
he is a dad.
Well, like,
he is a dad.
no, but like that kind of movie would appeal to a
dads?
dad.
Okay. Well, what did we just? Oh wait, is that why Matthew said it's one of Dad's favorite movies?
Probably.
Okay. Let's see here. Thanks for hanging out, you two. This really brightened my night. Laren,
Laren,
I'm thinking about you, man. I'm thinking about you.
I am also now thinking
I don't know
about
if you want to send anything too personal here in the chat, but always feel free to text me, in real life kind of thing.
IRL, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And cause he was like, we were a good distraction while he was in the hospital, stuff like that. He was, able to tune in. So love you, Laren. I'll message you when we can, I just have to look at the schedule, our schedules to figure out when we can do FOS 20. But I think that's a good wrap up there. I think it's a good wrap up.
Yeah,
We'll
wrap.
call it a night on that one. We'll be back 1 week from today, next Wednesday, with and if you haven't already done it, you still have time. We're going to be wrapping up. This is what we're going to do going forward. We're not going to do individual episodes kind of thing. We're going to let the season play out, and then we're going to do a wrap up at the end. So what I'm talking about is The Last of Us. HBO's The Last of Us. Such a great show.
Yeah.
Such a great show that just every episode somehow gets better. Weird.
Yeah.
And so next Wednesday, so the new episode, the season 1 finale airs this Sunday, and then we're gonna go live on Wednesday just to give a little catch up time in case anyone can't watch it on Sunday night. And then we're gonna do a recap of season 1. We're gonna have a panel of people, and we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna
Spoiler.
yeah, we're gonna talk everything Last of Us. So if you haven't already checked it out and you've been on the fence, I would say check it out. I know Nadia, you've only seen episode 1. Come on, it's good stuff.
I mean, look, I'll go in more in depth when we talk about it next week, but this was a show that I was so apprehensive about. Like, I kind of went in with the expectation of hating it. Like, because I'm one that's very skeptical about like any sort of like adaptation of any kind. Because I feel like it would degrade or like not live up to the
Mhm.
source material. And even with episode 1, like I was still pretty like pessimistic. But then when episode 2 came around, I was hooked. Like
Mhm.
it got me. It got me for like it's its own thing. Like you don't have to necessarily play the games to understand the show.
Mhm.
It's almost just like they can live harmoniously together
Yeah.
and exist together. And that's what I think is beautiful about it.
And it's going to be an exciting one. So that'll be next Wednesday.
Does the universe justice.
We'll announce it on the channel, put it up on the homepage. We'll be back though before then with a video or two, pre-edited video.
I have one from a while back that I need to edit.
Yes, you do. When I had a beard.
Yeah.
And our partnership with Modern Home Video is coming to a close here. I mean, I'm sure we'll work together again in the future, but our Fans of Tapes discount code is only good until March 12th. So it's coming to a close here, and he's been releasing some killer tapes, like he did the Halloween Ends one. I know some people are iffy on the Halloween Ends, but that just came out. So down below in the description box is that link over to the page for Modern Home Video, where you can use the code Fans of Tapes and get 30% off of your order. And then once that expires, we actually have another partnership that's going to immediately take place afterwards. So one ends and another one begins, and that one's going to be with Tyler's Tapes. So, and he sent us a package of tapes to open up and kind of review and promote as well. So look forward to that. So cool stuff coming up here, but next time we'll be live next Wednesday. So look forward to it. We'll just read these last few comments here. Thanks for the stream. Have a good night. Have a good one, guys. There we go. I can't read. Thanks, your cult boyfriend. Good night, everyone. Laren. What is that? I don't even know what that. It's too small. I can't see it. Let me make the screen bigger. I still don't even know what it means.
That looks like he's going like this.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. That just confused me for a second. All right, cool, Matthew. All right, guys. We're going to head out. We're going to watch that the Malaysian flight documentary thing. So we'll maybe tell you what we thought about it next Wednesday as well. But we will see you next Wednesday, and again in between with videos. So until we see you next time, there's one thing every single person in this chat room has to do. One simple, easy, not too complicated, among other things that you have to do in your life. There's pay taxes, there's take a shower, there's wipe. There's this thing too. Keep being fans of something.